Alright, peace, power, love to your family. You know what I'm saying? My bad, I got a little excited, cut off the camera. So this is part 2 to the May roll call. We just shouted out some great loved ones and truly appreciate the energy. I'm gonna try to stay calm and just let this thing play. But yeah, he's you know, connecting some of the dots here in Egypt with the Mayan, which is really interesting. And again, shout out to Clarence Washington III, man, for this drive. You already know.
I said, Stephen, come here, I have to show you something. What? She said, this is a Mayan headdress. Sure, this is not native Commission. Yep. It's quetzal feathers. It looks...
This is a Mayan. Wait, let's see.
Like, here's the priest. He's having himself disguised as a Mayan.
The priest is disguising himself as a Mayan with the Mayan headdress. This is in Egypt. So I see one or two things. I see maybe, you know, straight up what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? Where, you know, these are Mayans that are in Egypt. And this is what's happening. Or this could be a depiction of a scene from America. We already know the Grand Canyon is digging up lots of mummified Egyptian bodies and artifacts. So we can pretty much fairly assume, safely assume, you know, that there was an enormous Egyptian empire here. You know what I'm saying? We know that Egypt was here, you know, in many ways. And they had the, you know, the corner lot, you know what I'm saying? They had both hemispheres on deck, you know what I'm saying? We have it over here, we have it over there, you know what I mean? So we're trying to understand that puzzle. I mean, that's really what the drop is. To ignore that and just go on with, you know what I'm saying, your everyday thought process is crazy. You have to understand what's going on beneath your feet. That's going to free you. Knowledge is power. Let's go.
So maybe there was a contact. And we know the other one goes back at least 3,300 years. So this is some more evidence we believe that there was contact between the Mayans and the Cometians. And when I sent this thing that I spoke about and showed to Huntbot's men, he said it was clear in their tradition, so with Del Alejandro, that the Mayans had come here and the Cometians had come there. So we've heard rumors for years of Cometian glyphs on Mayan temples. I've yet to see a picture of them, but there supposedly are Cometian glyphs somewhere in Mayan temples that's yet to be found. But we know that they were here. That's okay, I like Mayan.
Yeah, I mean, Cometian glyphs in Mayan temples will make perfect sense because Egypt is here. The Grand Canyon, Colorado, all that area. When we talk about the four corners in Utah, Colorado, Arizona, New Mexico, that's a very important piece right there. These are kingdoms we're talking about. This land is ancient. This is not some new corporation thing that just got founded by some founding fathers. It was founded on the backs of the invaders, by the invaders, to protect them. You were never supposed to be a part of it. You've been invaded. Stop looking for your black rights in their system. You've been invaded. Stop trying to get recognized. You've been invaded. What do you do once you realize that? What is your natural process once you realize you were just invaded? Taken your titles, your land, rights, family destroyed. 95% of our family destroyed here. To where they're writing in their Boston society that the Negro was almost made extinct. In other words, the American Indian, Indigenous American Indian was almost made extinct. That's in the 1800s. So we just got our numbers back up a little bit to what, 30 million or something? We had 300 million plus when they got here. Now do you understand what the remnant is? Let's go.
This is small samples of this, and they had the oranges.
Look at this technology.
That means this was the ceiling of a temple.
Because it's supposed to be nude.
You realize how perfect it is, Marco?
Yes.
Where's the ceiling from granite?
Also,
look.
You see that? This is super old. All right, this is super duper old. This is older than everything that's currently there. They took this from there from ancient times. They don't even know who made this. Did you see the architecture of this one? The craftsmanship.
So we're at Elephantine Island.
Look at that.
Actually in Aswan, right next to the Nile River. That is a super ancient artifact.
Super ancient.
That is pre-dynastic, as in before the pharaohs. That's lost ancient high technology, and unfortunately,
super ancient before the pharaohs. Who are these people? Surely there were people that believed they had the divine right to invade the land from the people before them, because of the order of the frequency they were connected to. That didn't say, go wherever the hell you want. You've been made for any habitat. When you see the way the Mosiah has made his animals, just look at the animals. They have habitats. Polar bears have a habitat. The grizzly bear has a habitat. The lion, the tiger, the bear, all that. So the birds have different habitats. Insects have different habitats. Why do you think you're so different? You are behaving like the animals. You're supposed to vibrate in the frequency of He who created you. Don't you know ye are gods amongst men? Don't you know that you have a soul? Your animals are examples of order. They have a habitat. The polar bear doesn't just go where the grizzly bear go and eat the same thing that the grizzly bear eat. He was created for his specific habitat. The copper color races in Americas were created for the Americas. That is their inheritance. That is how they were bred, and that's their land. That is going to make them thrive. That's their ecosystem. The indigenous, family and Kemet, the indigenous family, all throughout what we're so-called, these titles of Africa and all that, but we understand what Nubia is, we understand what Libya is. We understand the names, the family, that each name was after one of their own. So they knew which land was in order for them. They knew where their seed belonged by the name of the land. It was named after their forefathers. It wasn't just some bullshit name. Some fictitious title, some business entity, some corporation. We have order, you like it or not. It's get down and lay down. It's get with it or get left on.
Actually, what happened was either the dynastic people or the later cultures, the Greeks, the Romans, possibly the Christians or even the Islamic people, moved these pieces here or found them here in a state of disarray, and they broke them into pieces to make smaller objects. So that's why we're missing a lot of the examples of lost ancient technology in Egypt. But you can see this is a broken one, and this is clearly also an example of machining technology beyond the capacity of the Bronze Age dynastic people of Egypt.
Atlantis, Lemuria. This is old tech, man. Old tech.
This one was another one just like the rose granite one.
And we're not supposed to just marvel like, whoever can do this is God and all this kind of stuff. Like, remember our connection. Like this, a lot of stuff even today is fallen angel technology. You know what I'm saying? That was their deal. They made a deal for technology. They made a deal for enlightenment. They made a deal to get to another celestial path. Just by connecting to the heavens, they didn't really quite understand that they could only go so far. They thought because they're in 440, but they can get to the top though, right? They can get way above us, all the way to the firmament. I mean, imagine how much more they understand because they can connect to the firmament. I'm talking about the secret, groups They have all this secret knowledge. They have all this secret technology, right? Atlantis was destroyed. I don't care what kind of technology it had. This stuff was destroyed. It was brought to nothing. So we don't marvel at the stuff that was brought to nothing. Clearly, it was static. Or it'll be still standing. Clearly, we were static. Or we would have been still standing. The purpose of our journey is to never be static again, but to vibrate. All the way up to the throne. Way past the firmament. Way above it. 432, 864, 1728 and above that. Those frequencies. That 440 is distortion. But don't sleep, man. These fallen angels can do amazing things. They had amazing technology. And people marvel at it. But spiritually, I never just connect to it because I don't really feel the creator there. I just see amazing things. You know what I'm saying? I see them doing cool stuff. Let's go.
Well, I see here that it was being quiet not to make millstones. Because making millstones like that other example over there where you see the circle and the square, that was to carve a millstone out of it. Here, it looks like they were taking parts of it to use it in another building in another era. We see here all the red color.
Yeah.
So this part of the scene was going to be carved, and this part of the box was going to be used as part of the wall, like the one we saw in the other temple on the other side. So when they wanted to cut it, after they painted it, it broke apart. It didn't break the way they want to.
Right.
So they just left it.
So what age would you say the glyphs are that are painted on?
I will say Greco-Roman.
Greek-Roman.
Yes, it looks like from the Greco-Roman era.
Greek-Roman era.
Because they still have this deep in their minds. How it used to be.
I mean, hey. I don't knock technology, man. You know what I'm saying? But look what it was brought to. This is to show you what
Alexander.
it will be brought to.
I know it's L, okay? But the name above here, they use R, Alexander. How I know that they are the same person? Because of the second name. So I understand that we don't say it Alexander, it is Alexander too. And I'm going to show you at Komombo Temple, the word Caesar is written with R and with L too. So it's not Caesar, but we know it's Caesar. So the Egyptians were mixing or using R as L and L as R.
So y'all can check that out a little more. I'll leave the link to it. Of course, you know, we got all those theories, you know what I'm saying? Moses, Tutmosis, is that the grandson of, you know, I mean, you know, different theories are out there about Moshe. You know, was he a pharaoh? Did he become a pharaoh and have a grandson? Is Tutmosis his grandson? Is Joseph, let me see, somebody else said, is Joseph, is Moses the grandson of Joseph? I think they said that it's Moses the grandson of Joseph. And, you know, they had a way that they were connecting it. We know that we were intertwined in Egypt, right? We know we were intertwined on that land. We know that we came out of that land a nation. So you don't ever, you know what I'm saying, as a diamond, you know, get this out of the way, talk to my people. You know what I'm saying? Does a diamond pop up out the, you know, rough terrain and turn around, you know, at the rough rocks and ridges that afflicted it, of all the heat and the pressure that it had to endure to become that VS whatever, you know what I'm saying, that beautiful pure cut diamond, you know what I mean? Does a diamond look back at the ground and say, I hate you, Egypt, or what you've done to us? You know what I'm saying? We got to drop all that stuff, man. Whatever the process of what was and is, and, you know, all that kind of stuff. Remember, you know what I'm saying, the story, you know, when Joseph and his brothers, and he got sold, and then they thought Joseph was going to kill him. They was like, man, look, you know, Pops said not to kill us, man. I think you still holding on to a grudge or two. He said, look, man, y'all might have been thinking evil, but the Most High was using, you know, your evil to do good. So how can I look at your evil as evil if I understand the big picture? If I know in truth, it's just good. Even that what you think is evil and against you is working for the frequency. Even the most negative stuff is in order of the frequency. It was put here as you need it. You needed your ass whooping. And you needed the whatever you had to go through today. Embrace it and know that it's all one. There's no separation. That's the illusion. Where everything is one, man. Then it gives you power over all that. Then you can say, I have no fear in you because I know that you still serve my Creator. I don't have to fear the devil. I don't have to fear that energy because it still has to serve my Creator. At the top of their food chain of all the stuff we can kick, the Zionists and Freemasons and all that Baphomet and Bohemian Grove, at the top, the Pope and all, at the top of their food chain, the entity, the principalities at the top of their food chain, the chief of all those demons still serves the Creator. For he had to beg the Creator for just a tenth of the angels to confound you with, to keep them with him and not bury them. He had to beg the Creator for them. And the Creator said, all right, man, go do you. Go do you. Do what you were supposed to do. Bring me back a diamond. Bring me back a nation that got the drop, that sees the picture, that understands, that's taking it step by step. You know, so I love y'all. Kwame Yasharala, Shabbat Shalom. Rise, Israel. You know what I'm saying? Connect, Sefer, and understand, man. I love you, and you already know. Stay up, suit up, choose up.